actually going to have to go through the blue bowl at home. There is no way I'm going to be able to separate that with a pan on the creek, but it's a pretty decent spec count. Today I'm out on Reedy Creek using a modern Batea pan to hunt some of that delicious fine flower gold this creek is known for. And we have found a spot. I'm going to be taking buckets of classified dirt from down there. Meanwhile, Mick's on a ridiculous spec count at the end of this bedrock shelf, and Gadsy's working where all the gold originally came from, which is out of this little erosion channel here. YouTube. A little bit of extra work classifying this stuff down, but it means you just get to work concentrated pay dirt at the end of it. And we've got some glass, so we may be in for finding some gems. Just because of the weight of the bucket, I am not going to 100% fill it. I'm just doing the whole bucket in one pan, so we're not cleaning out after each pan. We're down to that tasty little bit, and now it's just a process of working those black sands down to see what we've got. Oh yeah, we've got gold, we've got good gold, a couple of shotgun pellets to boot, look at that. This is a big pan, so that whole bucket only took 2.5-ish pans to get done, but the spec count is definitely worth it. Look at that. Real decent gold, really easy digging, not even digging, just pumping. Just pumping. Beautiful pay dirt, isn't that right, Gadsy? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How deep is this? I just got that grey clay that I like. I was not on the bottom. All that gold was just from the gravel on the top. This is an awkward way of doing it. This was actually off the bedrock, so we might get more. We've got more shotgun pellets, so that's good. This pan's very hard to show the gold because it all collects in this bottom little cup, which is great. Ooh, look at that. But that is a spec count. If only that was one pan and not like 3, but that's still pretty damn good. That piece is nice. She's bobbing for biscuits. I don't know if it's just me being super unfit or this bucket being really heavy, but that's a hard way of doing this. I'm just going to go back to one pan at a time kind of deal, and yeah, have an enjoyable day, not an Arnold Schwarzenegger fitness day. Make boats out of these pans. That's full of like pay dirt, and it's fine. It's floating. That is some coarse, chunky black sand at the bottom of this. I finally got down to where the bedrock is, and there's sort of a trench at the bottom, and that is super coarse tin. Look at that. This is just one pan too. Oh, there is a lot of flour gold in that. Look at that. One pan off the bottom. It does not get much better than that. Love my job. No, 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 no. Here. That is the sort of clay I like to see. That clay there is really indicative of older ground that hasn't been touched in a while, because that clay takes a while to accumulate and build up. So with some luck, we're going to keep getting really magic pans. And I'm not sure how coarse it is compared to the last stuff. Around a bit more. Yeah, not as coarse, but we weren't yabby pumping. So this is just from shoveling. Still got gold though. Still got decent gold. Look at that. Single pan, easy 50 pieces. Cannot argue. Nom 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 nom. Found a relic of the past. Bottom of an old bottle. Hopefully they drank that after finding a lot of gold right here. Coarser tin. Still got a reasonable spec count. I guess I'm digging in the wrong spot. Phone's telling me that this is the spot. We just got to get Nick in a second. Get him! Get him! Cracking. You've done all right. You've done all right. Look at that. Look at that. There's some nice pieces. There's some real nice pieces. That's broken the drought.
Go the cracks.
I'm going to say this next sentence with some warnings. First of all, I am not an expert. Second of all, the expert that I have access to, Steve, who spent his career looking for these things, said to me that you can't tell by eye and you definitely need to get it tested with an XRF scanner to know for certain. And lastly, whilst they are found in this area, they are not common. And lastly, they have a lot of lookalikes. Having said all that, I just pulled this out of my pan. It is not glass. It is too heavy. It is sitting in the black sands, actually underneath the black sands, so it's very heavy. And this leads me to believe that it is likely a diamond. Because if it was glass, it would be sitting on top of the gravel, not even near the black sands. Having said even that, it could be topaz. That's another thing that looks like this, but it's impossible to tell unless I get it scanned. Still, cool find, eh? You've done pretty well for just mucking around doing a little bit of panning. That's alright. Yeah! Look how coarse that tin is. That's nuts. Now this had a lot more sandy overburden on it, so I think our last pan, the one we're going to do next, is probably going to have more gold and much more black sand. But the tin is so coarse. There we go. That's what we're getting every single pan. Once again, we didn't get too much of that grey clay. I think we've definitely got most of the easy gold and the premium pay dirt out of that trench. Probably a good place just to finish off without having to absolutely destroy some embankment. Oh yeah, look at that. This is today's take. There's a lot of black sand because there was a lot of gemstones up in it, and I wanted to make sure that I kept it all. Let's do what will be a really terrible reveal. Well, there's some of it where this is definitely going to have to go through the blue bowl at home. There is no way I'm going to be able to separate that with a pan on the creek, but it's a pretty decent spec count. Couple thousand bits of gold. Right before we weigh up the gold, please check out the description below. There you're going to find a whole host of links to my other social media, my current fundraiser for Integra Service Dogs, as well as links to my merch shop. This is the gold, all cleaned up next to a Clash Guitars pick for a little bit of scale. And you can actually watch me clean this up on a live stream that I've linked in the description below. But now it's time to get this on the scales. My scales are all paired off, and I think that looks like a 0.38. Leave your guess in the comments below. Ooh, 0.540. 0.540 is worth $41.75 Australian at the time of recording, which is pretty good for a casual day on the creek. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please give your dog a scratch behind the ears for me. Peace, and I'm out.